dishevelled, but don't we all from time to time? But it doesn't mean there's no fabulosity behind all of this. So I'm just removing some of the dull leaves, and these are bare root, and bare roots really need to be planted at no later than this sort of time of year. And I'm just temporarily situating them in this container. This is a temporary base for them. Strawberries are perennials. That means that they grow year after year after year. And what's even more amazing than that, I mean, they die back, but then they will come back the following year. What's even more amazing than that is that they will put on runners and grow a new plant. So I absolutely adore having strawberries in the garden. You just can't have too many. I like to buy different varieties to give us lots to choose from. And there's nothing better than picking strawberries on a warm, sunny day. So I'm just putting these in here temporarily, and then I will find them another place where they will permanently reside. So there they are. Just pat those down, put some homemade compost for now, and I will layer them again, just that they're making contact with the soil. Really, that's really all I'm aiming to do for now. And then perhaps when I have a spare moment, I will find the container in which they will permanently reside. Okay, so they will stay there just for a couple of days until I'm able to plant those out. And there we have it. A temporary place for my strawberries until I'm able to plant them out. But as you know, there's one last thing. Guess what it is? Guess. You guessed right. Just something to prevent the squirrels from digging them up. It's been a few days since I planted out my bare root strawberries. If you can recall, I planted these out a few days ago, maybe even up to a week ago or so. And I put them into these containers just temporarily, if you recall, and look at the difference in just a few days. Look at how the fresh leaves have emerged. You can tell the fresh leaves because they're more lime in colour, lighter green. But even the darker ones, they're just looking refreshed somehow. So I now need to plant them on into one of the containers that I have prepared for these strawberries. And I'm really hoping that we get some amazing harvest this year. There's no reason why not. So what I'm going to do now is to transport them, or transplant them if you like, into one of the raised beds that I have been preparing. And I just can't wait for them to make a home there. Come closer. Look how rich and crumbly this soil is. And this is all homemade compost. There's possibly a bit of eggshell in there still, but it's incredible. Black gold, as they say. And I want you to take a moment and think about this. This right here in the palm of my hand, this right here in the palm of my hand, in every continent, country, every community around the world, around the whole world, requires soil in order to grow food. Think about that for a moment. Every nation around the world requires soil, requires this in order to grow food. This is black gold. Now, think about it again. Our food can only be as good as the soil from which it comes from. And that is what fascinates me. And that is why we do not use pesticides, herbicides, or chemicals in our growing medium. Because every food that grows from here will take the nutrients from the soil. So think about it again. This is, for me, what absolutely got me, or one of the things that certainly got me into gardening. The fact that you can make a decision as to how well your food is. You can make a decision as to how good the food is, because the nutrients that we need to sustain our body comes from the food, but it comes from the wellness of the soil. Be in nature, be in the garden. It's all about the soil. However good the soil is will determine how good the food is. It's worth that conversation, wouldn't you agree? Anyway. So these are the strawberry plants, and it's a lovely length of roots. You can see where the new roots are actually beginning to try and grow, and they're the ones that are sort of more whiter in colour. So they are absolutely overdue and ready to go inside the soil. You've got the old leaves, and I'm just going to prune the old leaves back. It will do no damage to the plant, remembering that these are perennials and they will grow back year after year. And so I'm just going to snip out the old leaves. With a strawberry plant, you can see the base, and it's very important when planting these out to avoid the top part being sunken into the soil. This is where the new growth will come from, and they will eventually, after they have fruited, they will eventually make some new runners and grow new plants. This is a wonderful plant to have in the garden, strawberries. The roots are a bit tangled. I'm just going to loosen them slightly to give them as much space, and then I'm going to plant them. I'm going to do the same for each of them in preparation for planting them in. So loosening up the roots. This would have been an old runner, and then I'm going to remove any dead or damaged leaves. And there we have a beautiful strawberry. Do you know the leaves of the strawberries, especially the fresh ones, they can also be cooked and eaten as well? I've never done that before, but maybe this season I will. So there we have it, another ready for planting. I'm going to continue doing it with all of them and I'll come back with you. Thank you so much for watching. We absolutely can't wait until these strawberries take and we are able to harvest starting from July, August. I'll be sure to give you an update as they grow. And lucky me, I was able to actually plant out a second one of those, 2 extra containers, because this seemed like it was going to overflow and I didn't want that. So I've got 2 extra containers in the terracotta's there. Thank you so much for watching.